Hello, family. Today I want to go with breakout finder strategy with you guys, as well as showing you ways on how to tweak your entries to where you're having a tighter stop loss. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm on your JY. We're in trading view. We're going to go to indicators and select breakout finder by lonesome thief. The settings are as follows. You're going to use your 2 and 200 period. Okay, and then everything else is optional, whatever you use for your additional confirmations. So just remember the steps is step one is you're going to look for a box. And step two, you're going to go ahead and identify your breakup structure. So let's go back to this trade I took last week so I can show you how I could have did a better job at tweaking my entry. So I've identified a blue box. Remember, the blue boxes are for sells, the red boxes are for buys. I've identified a breakup structure and a rally. So I'm going to go ahead and label everything for you. So my rally is this candle. My rally is these four buying candles of without any interruptions. And so that's one thing you want to keep in mind when you're looking for your breakup structure. You're going to look for your last selling candle when looking at these blue boxes. And if it's a red box, you're going to look for your last buying candle. So here's my last selling candle. Once you identify your breakup structure, your last selling candle, you do need your 100% retracement back to the selling candle. And as you can see, this candle right here closed below and gave you the 100%. Now, if the market doesn't close below but gives you a wick to the 100% to that last selling candle, that still counts, okay? So don't be discouraged. Once you get your 100% retracement, you're going to go ahead and extend your blue box because that is your zone that you're going to use for your entry. Now remember, this is how you would normally trade this strategy. Step one, you look for your box. Step two, you look for your breaker structure and your rally. Step three, you look for your last selling candle for a sell or a last buying candle for a buy. Step four, wait till 100% back, retracement back to that last selling candle or last buying candle. And then your last step is your entry. Now, the one thing I've learned with this is that sometimes you can be in a lot of drawdown if you were enter immediately once the market enters this blue box. And as you can see in this example, I was in a lot of drawdown. Now, you can use this strategy with your order block. The way I trade order blocks or identify order block is I need to find a rally, a strong rally. This to me is really not a really strong rally, but for this example, we're going to use it because it happened to work in my favor. In the future, I encourage you to back test and identify strong rallies. And what you want to see is just large candles, like with no interruptions, like this. This is a very strong rally, okay? That's what you want to look for. Long candles, okay? Just to give you some examples. So I had identified this as my order block, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to box it up. Now, when you're looking for your order block, you're going to look for two things. The last buying candle before the market changed direction. So the change of direction is pretty much your pullback. And so this market pullback out of this zone. I like to box up my order block because it helps me visually see that, okay, this market exited out of this zone and now I'm waiting for it to return in this box to take my entry. As you can see, had I taken my entry inside this box, it would have been little drawdown and this market eventually went into my favor. Now, the difference between this entry and this entry down here is all of 50 pips. Okay, just remember when you're trading, when you work on your entries and you have better entries, you can make more money and leave less on the table. Okay, and what I mean by that is I'm already in this trade with little to no drawdown. I'm in instant profit. Since I entered here, I had to wait till this market do all of this and come back to my entry to break even and pass my entry point to make a profit. So this is why it's important to work on your entries. And so this is what this trade, how this turned out. last week. I was super duper excited about it. And so that was my lessons learned that I wanted to share with you all. Now, I can show you a current example of what a buy setup would look like. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and use this example on the 2 hour without the box. Okay. And when you become better with the strategy, you'll learn to identify the areas without the boxes. So in this case, I have my last buying candle, I have my rally of sellers, okay, and I also have my breaking structure right here. So I'm going to go ahead and label everything out for you so you can kind of follow along easy. So this is the breaking structure. And then this is my with the rally, and then this is my last buying candle that pushed the market down, that broke that structure. And now I just need to make sure I have my 100% retracement, which I do right here, back to this last buying candle. Perfect. And then I'm technically set to take an entry, right? So remember I said you want to use this in with the order block. So the order block in this example would be, this is my last selling candle for the buy. You look for your last selling candle before the market changes directions. So this would be my order block right here. Okay. So let me go ahead and label that. And really what I'm waiting for is the market to get back in the zone to look for a buy opportunity. I should only be taking buys in this zone, and that's going to help me reduce my drawdown. Had I decided to use this area where the market had broke below initially, I would have been in so much drawdown from this area all the way down for the buy, okay? Because as you can see, this market, even though it didn't close below the swing low, the swing point is still, and it's still a valid trade until it does, you're still in drawdown. And remember, for the buy, you want to put your stop loss below the swing low, and that'll be this area right here, okay? And so I hope I was able to explain this. As you can see on the 1 hour, you would have, and for those who are unable to see the boxes, you would have had a red box right here, and you could have just moved it across. But as you can see, when you look for the buy right here, you would have been in drawdown. And so that's why I'm trying to tweak this strategy to where you're taking entries in the order block. You could have caught an easy 50 pips had you taken it at the end of this, or even just the middle, you would have got 25 pips. So I hope this was very clear for everyone. If not, please drop a comment in the box below. I'll get back to you. I love you guys. God bless and happy trading.